And Mr. Dold?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I certainly want to thank you for holding this important hearing, and my good friend and colleague from Illinois. This is about trying to make sure that those people and individuals have housing, and the millions of dollars, actually the billions of dollars that are being spent, we want to make sure that they're being spent wisely. Certainly, if they're being spent wisely and efficiently, that's going to mean better benefits and more homes for those that need them. And I think that really needs to be the goal of what we're talking about. As a small business owner, I know that one thing that is important in any organization, and certainly larger organizations, is that we've got systems and controls, checks and balances to make sure that the resources that are being spent wisely. In this case, we've got some substantial evidence that we've got dollars that are not being followed and therefore are not being used properly. And that, to me, I think, is one of the great things that we need to do in terms of oversight. So this hearing, in my opinion, is not about whether any particular federal housing program should exist or not, or what funding levels any particular program should receive. Instead, I think today's hearing is an opportunity to evaluate HUD's systems, controls, checks and balances. How is HUD planning? How are they implementing? How are they managing? How are they monitoring to complete these projects? If HUD isn't getting this right, and I would argue that they're not getting this right at this point in time, then the beneficiaries suffer by not receiving the intended benefits that are being made by generous American taxpayers. And I think that really needs to be the focus of our efforts. Because if we spend millions and millions of dollars, and what we have is an empty lot at the end of the day, then we're not providing affordable housing for those firefighters, for those nurses, for those people that my good friend from Illinois has highlighted. And I would argue that indeed we want those dollars to go further, as opposed to we've sent them down to local control and all of a sudden we've lost sight of them. So I welcome the opportunity to dig in further, and I look forward to hearing from the witnesses, and I thank the chairman again and yield back.